let's do this. It's time for prizes from the cereal box, aka New Loot, where we reach into the box of cereal and pull out our prizes. And we asked Chris to come on specifically to show off his new board game, Unscrewed, and show off the box art. So I'm going to bring you full screen here. And so I think let's roll this video, because this is going to explain it, and then follow up the video with some of the pieces and some of the specifics. But check this out.
Yeah, really quickly. Sorry, I just want to pause for a second. I just wanted to say, for the record, I did have toys in the cereal box, but they were actually CD-ROM games for the computer.
Yeah,
that's what I had mostly. I really wanted to mention that because you resurrected that dormant memory, and I used to love those.
That's awesome. All right, so check this out. This is Unscrewed.
Hey there, little Billy.
Who are you?
Say, Sport, you love these cartoons, don't you?
Not really.
Sure you do. Well, little Timmy, what if I told you there was an exciting board game with all of your favorite cartoon characters in it?
My name is Ollie.
Introducing Unscrewed, a chaotic battle royale board game for 3 to 5 players about hatching a scheme and watching it go hilariously wrong. It's got all the classic characters: Slappy, Freddy Frady, the Mad Cow, Dr. Piddles, and my personal favorite, Mosquito.
But I've never heard of any of those characters.
Yes, you have, and you love them. In Unscrewed, players take control of these beloved, absolutely real, licensed characters in a televised fight to the death.
To the death?
Players will pre-plan a sequence of actions at the same time. Then, when everyone's locked in, the madness unfolds.
Why to the death?
These tunes don't like to share, Jimmy. Characters will displace each other, setting up crazy chain reactions.
I don't understand.
Featuring an entire improv deck of wacky, cartoonish attacks and unexpected surprises. And a deck of quirk cards that provide game-altering effects to the players unfortunate enough to end up with them.
Please stop.
Every card is unique, and the board shrinks every round, Johnny. The last one standing wins. Isn't that thrilling? Doesn't that make you want to find the nearest card-carrying family member you can to secure your copy now?
Help me! Someone, please!
Watch your step, Sport. Hazards galore.
Oh my god!
Unscrewed. Back now, Kickstarter.
The troll!
Oh my Lord. I need this in my life so bad, Chris.
Johnny, we should record playing this. I feel like this would be very funny to play, not just to watch. That was hilarious. I was shocked, appalled, and almost ran out of the room for a second, but I was worried for the little kid. But it looks like I would enjoy the game.
This looks so much fun. But Chris, I got it. I think you would agree with me that the fun value in this is going to depend a lot on the group you play with.
100%, yeah, and it's actually something that as a game designer I wrestled with a lot, because Johnny, it sounds like you're a big fan of board games. I'm a big fan of board games. There is a very large section of the board game audience that is really opposed to randomness in a lot of forms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the game, fully transparently, is incredibly random. There's a lot of randomness layered on top of randomness, right? And the whole game is all about making you feel like Wile E. Coyote, basically, right? You have just enough information to sort of plan your turn ahead of time and to sort of hope that that's what's going to happen. And then 99% of the time, that is absolutely not what's going to happen. And instead, you're going to get sucked into a fan and your blood's going to spray out. And then your friend is going to slip on the blood and die. And then someone else is going to have an anvil fall on their head.
Wow, so it's like adult life.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for.
But more funny. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But to your point, yeah, I mean, I think I tried really hard to make sure that the presentation of the game, the box art, that video, everything about it screams that that's the kind of experience you're in for, so that at least even if you're the kind of player who sits down and plays and is like, not for me, a little too random for my taste. At least you can convert some people with just the theme, right? They see that and they're like, okay, well, what else was I expecting, right?
Well, here's what I love the most. And because I play a lot of these last man standing battle royale kind of games. That's my favorite genre. And what I love is that the game pieces are on clear plastic. They're not cardboard. Look at this. I love this. I'm going to bring you full screen here.
Yeah, sure.
Look at these game pieces.
Okay, I have to admit that cow. I have like 3 friends that are gonna love that cow.
And they all have a back art as well. So
I love that.
yeah,
that is phenomenal. I wish more game designers would do this. It seems like I know it's more expensive than cardboard, but it's less expensive than 3D miniatures, and you get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's funny. We did miniatures actually a couple of years ago as a stretch goal that we were going to include in the campaign, and we've ended up changing our mind and we're not going to include them because I've gotten so many compliments on these, and I've had so many people say that they prefer these to the miniatures that I'm like, okay, well then why do the miniatures? Why not just give people the thing they like better anyway?
Yeah, I agree with Johnny, and I don't always. Those are awesome.
Yeah, so that's actually been kind of one of my guiding principles in this game is I really want all the components to feel really good out of the box. So another piece that I'm really happy with is the coin. There's a coin that comes in the game, and it's actually made out of real metal. And it's got, you can see the light hitting it there. It's got one of the characters' heads on one side. And then I call this the heads or butts coin because it has his butt on the other side.
Now,
oh my goodness.
I've got to say, watching that promo video, the animation struck me very much late 90s Cartoon Network, and the later like things like Cow and Chicken, Baboon, Cat Dog, whole feeling to it.
Yeah, 100%. So those are kind of the cartoons I grew up with. Honestly, I'm actually even a little bit younger than would be indicated by some of those. Like Ren and Stimpy is one of the biggest inspirations for the game, and I was not quite old enough to watch that as it was airing, but I ended up catching a lot of reruns of those things. I ended up catching a lot of on DVD. I had, I think, season 1 of Ren and Stimpy on DVD, and I just always loved that kind of that sense of humor and that era of cartoons where things were sort of, in hindsight, you look back at them and you're like, wow, that's crazy that I was watching that when I was however young I was, right? And I've always found that kind of dichotomy really fascinating. And as you can see by all the blood and violence in the trailer that we watched, that was something I really wanted to explore, was an extreme version of that, of like, hey, here's, the cartoons feel how you remember, but you're kind of shocked and startled at oh, why did a bunch of blood just spray out of my cute rabbit character or whatever, right?
Well, and Brad Parnell says the end reminds me of the big red toy from the Saturday Night Live fake commercial.
Oh,
I haven't seen that, actually. I should look that up.
Yeah. Well, look, so where are you on the Kickstarter journey on this?
Yeah, so our campaign goes live on July 30th. So the end of this month, we're just over 2 weeks away. We're going to be live for 4 weeks, pretty standard timing, and then we should be wrapping up just at the end of August. So we do have a pre-launch page up right now if people want to go follow that. That helps us out a ton. Please do if you like the look of anything that we looked at there.
Well, what is that pre-launch page?
It is Kickstarter. Do you want me to send you the link, or?
Well, I'm going to type it right now.
It's kickstarter.com/projects/mean-hyena-games/unscrewed.
And I have to admit, I really like your front cheek, back cheek coin.
Thank you. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of compliments on that.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, look at front cheeks and back cheeks.
So, if I can spell Kickstarter correctly, so this is your Kickstarter. Kickstarter.com, Mean Hyena Games /unscrewed.
Oh, you do need a projects in there between the Kickstarter.com and the Mean Hyena Games, but yeah, that's just about it. If you Google Kickstarter Unscrewed, it'll be the first thing that shows up.
All right. Yeah, guys, go back this. So I feel like, Chris, this is a game screaming to make it to retail.
Oh yeah.
This seems like it's more than a gateway game, but not as heavy as, some of those heavy Euro strategy games. I feel like this is a game that could make it to Target.
I definitely want to own it already. I'm not lying. I
Thank
don't
you.
I don't blow smoke. Like if I say something, I mean it. So yeah, I actually would love to own this game.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I guess for some transparency, since this is my first Kickstarter campaign, this is my first self-published game. We don't have any widespread distribution plans right away here. The plan is just to do this first campaign, nail that, get all the games fulfilled to everyone, establish some legitimacy, and show like, hey, we made a game. It's good. You got your game roughly when we said you would get it. Now let's kind of open that up and let's get a little more ambitious with it, right? So I have thoughts for expansions and I have thoughts for that kind of stuff, and I would love to get it into retail at some point if we can. I don't know if. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I don't know if the blood and the butts would be a turnoff for Target or not, but if not, I would definitely love to to push for something like that.
I mean, you might need to turn it into like a purple colored blood so it doesn't look like blood, or you do that and all of a sudden it's different. Cartoon blood is not real blood, so but I could see myself buying this game, and then if you sell like expansions with like new characters that you can add to the game, I would be on board with that too. So I already love the little realm you've created.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm obsessed with this game, and I cannot wait until I can have a copy in my hot little hands. And if we can make that happen, Chris, we'll do a full playthrough episode.
Oh,
Let's do
I would
it.
love that.
Let's do it.
I would love that.